Hi everybody, I'm Tyler Reguly, Associate Director of Security R&D here at Fortra, and I'm here to talk to you about the August Patch Tuesday. First up today, let's discuss CV 2025-50165. This is a vulnerability that everyone's talking about because it has to do with how Windows decodes JPEG files, and because it's a decoding of the file, no user interaction is required. That means if an exploit were to be developed, this would become a very critical vulnerability. Thankfully, as of right now, Microsoft has said that their exploits are less likely to be developed, but we'll have to wait and see what happens in the future and over the next few weeks. Something I found interesting about CV 2025-50165, which also applies to CV 2025-53779, is that only the most recent versions of Windows are impacted. So for 50165, that means Windows 11, 24H2, as well as Server 2025. And for 53779, we're talking about just Server 2025. And I always find this interesting because, the most recent version is what everyone wants to be on, but this is kind of evidence that sometimes you want to be on that more battle-tested but still supported previous version of Windows. Speaking of CV 2025-53779, which is a publicly disclosed Kerberos vulnerability, Microsoft has indicated that very specific attributes of the Delegated Managed Service Account, or DMSA, are required in order for an authorized attacker to exploit this vulnerability. The downside, however, is that should an exploit be developed and an attacker have those permissions, ultimately this will lead to domain admin permissions on the network. So this is another critical vulnerability that you're going to want to pay attention to. Finally, this month there were a number of Azure-related vulnerabilities that were included in the Microsoft release notes. These CVEs all have bulletins associated with them, but no customer action required. Microsoft has been releasing these as part of their transparency movement in order to create more transparency around what they're doing in the back end with their cloud services and when they're patching vulnerabilities. I think this is a great move by Microsoft. It really increases awareness. But when you're a team looking to patch all these vulnerabilities, you end up not knowing which ones you have to deal with and which ones you don't have to deal with. They are labeled, but sometimes you don't notice that right away. I think it'd be great to see Microsoft split these out in the release notes the same way they do third-party CVEs, so you can see them and identify them separately from everything else. Once again, I'm Tyler Reguly, and this has been your August Patch Tuesday update.